winter's coming up, so come on. We've been prepping, yeah, we're 50 years strong. So if you're knocking on our door, we're ready to help you learn and explore. We're creating whatever you want to be. We're explaining how you can succeed. It's amazing everything you can achieve at Mohawk.
Hello everyone, I'm Nick Birnie.
And I'm Victoria Walsh. Welcome to one of the several half-hour shows dedicated to the life and times of Mohawk College.
So why are we celebrating? Well, it's the 50th anniversary of the community college system in Ontario, and Mohawk College can hold its head high when it comes to being part of a great post-secondary system. And as our theme song says, it's amazing.
Each one of our programs has a different theme, and this one is all about all of the great buildings that make up college campuses around the Hamilton area. Today, we know it as Mohawk College, but the college had some predecessors, the Provincial Institute of Textiles and the Hamilton Institute of Technology. We had campuses on Wentworth Street and Dundurn and in Brantford. Today, we're looking at the three main campuses of Mohawk, starting with the main campus on Hamilton Mountain.
Mohawk College is proud of its reputation of being the #1 college for post-secondary in the GTHA for the last several years. One of the reasons Mohawk is such a success with students is the hands-on experiences offered through the facilities across the network of campuses. The largest of these campuses being the Fennel campus. Dating back to 1947, when the campus was located on Wentworth and known as the Provincial Institute of Textiles, the college has come a long way. We have the McIntyre Performing Arts Centre, which is used by students and community groups alike. The Macasis Resource Center gives students academic support and advice, allowing for extra help when it's needed. Mohawk has one of the best business environments, partnered with McKeel Marine. The McKeel School of Business has over 2,600 students spread across 20 programs. We have our own independent radio station, The Hawk, equipped with modern technology to give radio students an edge in their industry. The David Braley Athletic Center gives all students free access to modern fitness equipment, ensuring every student has the opportunity for health maintenance. The college held a groundbreaking in October for a new facility, the Joyce Center for Partnership and Innovation. The 90,000 square foot building will be dedicated to educational space for students to work alongside Canadian research partners.
Alumni returning to the Fennel campus often remark that the college they remember has grown so much they hardly remember the place. Well, one person who probably knows this more than a lot of people about Fennel campus and how it's grown over the years is the Chief Facilities Officer for Mohawk College, Tony Capito. Hello, Tony. How's it going?
Hi, Nick. Thanks for having me here today.
No worries. So, considering the Fennel campus is our largest campus, how much has it truly expanded over the years?
Well, it's expanded quite a bit. We started in 1966 with A Wing, B Wing, C Wing, and E Wing. You can notice that with similar architecture at that time, but over the years, sporadically, there's been buildings added, and it's not inconsistent with what we experienced in the universities and school districts as well. But early 80s, there were some additional buildings, late 90s, and then over the last few years, been some larger additions as well, based on a number of factors, but usually related to growth in the industry and student demand.
So running a campus of this size must be a challenge. What are the types of things you need to take in consideration when you're planning a new addition?
Well, anytime you're running a large campus, there's just the day-to-day operations that affect you, and there's many things that happen. There's not only the legislative issues, there's always things we have to be worried about, such as code compliance and legislative requirements, but also emergencies as well. In fact, the last time I was in this particular room, it was after a flood that we had, which shut your operation down for a few weeks. Those things impact us, and we have to deal with it. We had a good team in place, and cooperation with your group worked out very well. But there's many things that go on day to day in any operation, and good planning helps you cope with that. And as it relates to growth, we see the challenges that are happening on campus here. So we also have to be running day-to-day operations, but planning ahead as well, and thinking about things not only a year out, but perhaps even as long as 5 years out.
So with that being said, what is one of the most challenging aspects of the job as facilities manager?
Well, I think the key challenge for us right now is just being able to make sure that we can accommodate all the students, provide the curriculum pieces that they need from a facilities perspective, the need for new classrooms, new labs, new spaces like this. And we also have to be planning again for the future of what we need a year out or more. And that keeps us in a constant mode of moving forward all the time and making sure that there's ample planning and implementation that makes it work for us.
So what's one thing we can look forward to in the future when we expect new facilities on Fennel campus?
Well, there's considerable growth that we have planned here for Mohawk, which is wonderful. The next large facility is the Joyce Center for Partnership and Innovation. It's going to be a fabulous building. It's going to be defined as a net zero building, which means that we will have as much power produced on site as we will ultimately need to operate the building. So that's a new step up in the sustainable processes. We're excited about that. There'll be solar panels on the new building and on some other wings to accommodate that. It'll have a variety of different spaces inside, which will include some interactive opportunities for students to see how the building operates on a day-to-day basis. And if possible, we may even have students being able to operate the building for a day or a week or a month to help understand how all those things work together. Beyond that, we'll have to see how growth occurs, but certainly I can see some significant renovations internally, and perhaps the next building beyond that might be a replacement of F-Wing, which is one of our older additions and probably could use some renewal.
And just because you mentioned it, what do you foresee going forward with the students and how they are playing a part with these facilities? Do you think they will play more of a part in being involved, as you said there?
Absolutely. I think it's important to be more interactive with students now on terms of certainly the planning side of it, but even the operating side of it. We're encouraging students to participate in the operation and understand that. It would help you not only on a commercial basis or for looking for future employment, but just understanding how to operate even your own home or any other place where you may live, because there's lots of complications coming along the way with utility costs, with renovations and other costs, code compliance issues as they relate to AODA for accessibility. So there's many things that I think students can learn from us. Traditionally that hasn't been the case, but with new technologies, the ability to have websites that are very interactive and having perhaps an app on your phone, you can understand how your facility is operating on a day-to-day basis. And that's exciting to us. It gives us an opportunity to work very closely with students, which we're happy to do at any time.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Tony.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Of course. And we'll be back right after these messages to take another look at campuses that are part of the Mohawk family. Welcome back as we look back on 50 amazing years of Mohawk College history, and on this show, we're looking at our campuses. One thing that Mohawk does well is finding partners, and one of those partnerships involves our nursing program, shared with McMaster University.
The Mohawk McMaster Institute for Applied Health Sciences was opened on April 9, 1998. The Health Sciences campus boasts numerous facilities, all of which are geared towards helping students acquire hands-on training that is necessary for success in their field. The radiology lab is equipped with X-ray machinery and other equipment that are required for use in real-life situations. The Center for Professional Practice is home to the school's nursing labs as well as occupational therapy and physiotherapy labs. High-fidelity simulators fill the beds and labs. Each simulator is programmed for functions such as eating, breathing, and other conscious acts. The School of Health Sciences is currently in the process of developing their next on-site facility. The project is still in its planning and construction stage, but once complete, the facility will have all the functionality of a real-life hospital.
To explain more about what goes on at the IAHS campus, we're joined by Lori Koziel, the Dean of Health Sciences. Welcome, Lori.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Excellent. How are you?
I am well. The first question I want to ask you is, how did the relationship between Mohawk and McMaster begin?
That's an excellent question. And I'm not sure exactly how far back it goes, but what I was able to research was that as far back as 1981, Mohawk and McMaster had submitted a proposal to the provincial government for a program in media, and which was rejected. But that didn't stop the relationship. It didn't stop the collaboration. And in the mid-90s, 1994, Premier Bob Rae and his government were very much supportive of collaboration between colleges and universities. And they actually funded both institutions to the tune of $30 million to build the IAHS building, the Institute for Applied Health Sciences, on the McMaster campus.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the next question I really want to ask is there a separation between the way that Mohawk students and McMaster students are trained, or is it more so the same?
I would say it depends on the programs, but fundamentally they're obtaining the same education. So for example, with the nursing programs, the BSCN program, there's a consortium of 3 institutions: Mohawk College, Conestoga College, McMaster University, and the students can be students of each institution, either of the institutions. It's the same program of studies. They're taking the same courses delivered in the same way, so absolutely no difference between the university and the college program. Another example is Medical Radiation Sciences program. It's a collaborative program between the 2 institutions, and it's fully integrated. So at any year of the program, students are taking courses taught by McMaster professors and courses taught by Mohawk professors.
Wow. That's really cool how there is that kind of combination and how we really there isn't a segregation.
No,
I think
there
that's
isn't.
fantastic. So when did the campus start using simulation to help students understand real life, like real world situations? And can you explain that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Simulation has been part of health science programs from the get-go. So any program that moved to this campus in 2000 was already implementing and using simulation. So simulation in the health science area is about students learning and practicing on and with each other, so they have a better understanding, a grasp of being the patient and being the professional before they're dealing with real life patients. What has really changed is the technology. So technology has driven the advancements in simulation. So where it used to be, I would teach you to wash your hands, we would practice on each other. Today there are mannequins, there are actually simulated pieces of equipment, diagnostic equipment, and software that allows students to take simulation to a level we hadn't seen before. So for example, the mannequin can be programmed to have a cardiac arrest. So then the students learn how to respond and do CPR, etc. It can be programmed that the patient doesn't survive. So they learn how to deal with death and grieving families. There are birthing mannequins. I mean, there's just so many opportunities. It'll be interesting to see where we are in another 5 or 10 years with simulation.
Absolutely. There are plans for a simulation hospital underway. Can you tell me a little bit about that and when we can expect it to be completed?
Well, we're looking at a 2018 completion, and for sure we'll have a grand opening and invite anyone that wants to attend. But the idea of the simulation hospital is to bring the programs and students together so they can learn with and from each other. And an example I can provide is a standardized patient having a heart attack, symptoms of a heart attack, chest pain, etc., and they would be brought to the hospital and then assessed by a physician, assisted by a nurse. They would have some diagnostic testing done in multiple programs and could be discharged to one of the apartments and then rehabbed at home. And this would allow students from multiple programs to have the opportunity to understand each other's roles and work much more collaboratively as a team.
Thank you so much for being here today, Lori. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you. We will be right back after this with a look at our Stony Creek campus when our program on 50 amazing years at Mohawk continues.
Welcome back. And if you're just joining us, you're watching one of several shows we put together to celebrate 50 years of community colleges in Ontario, and more specifically, Mohawk College.
If you've been keeping track of what jobs are in demand, then you will know that skilled trades are high on that list. One of the first programs at Mohawk College had to do with providing education in skilled trades. With the advent of computers and technology, the campus where skilled trades are taught now is a hotbed of activity.
Mohawk Stony Creek campus, formerly known as the Salt Fleet campus, houses numerous construction and trades programs. Located at the east end of Barton Street and named after the former township of the area, the campus's original purpose was to accommodate retraining programs in the Hamilton area back in 1970. Now the Stony Creek campus serves to accommodate and orient aspiring trades workers. Given the constant need for trades workers, Mohawk Stony Creek campus annually serves 2,400 apprenticeship students. The Sustainable Resource Center showcases a life-size model home to demonstrate the sustainable housing methods studied by the students. Utilizing geothermal heating and solar energy, as well as an array of other features, the home can manage energy usage efficiently. The heavy equipment room is home to a wide variety of machinery. The room is a warehouse-sized lab, giving ample space for large amounts of students to practice and work at the same time.
It's a big job looking after the trades being offered at the East End campus, and that job goes to Piero Cherubini, past Dean, Skilled Trades and Apprenticeship at the Stony Creek campus, and he joins us in studio. Hello, Piero.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So, can you quickly tell us how has the campus truly evolved since its inception, if we want to say?
Sure. If you allow me just to give you a little bit of a history on, but I think it's important to understand where we came from to get where we are in terms of its evolution. But the campus, the construction, it was constructed in 1970, officially opened in 1971, and it started off as a retraining center for adults. So that was the idea of that building and the campus when it was first originated. So in terms of evolution, we're still focused on training. I mean, we've grown a little bit, but in the day, that was the intent of that building. And as a matter of fact, during the opening ceremonies, some of the dignitaries that were here, if you allow me to just take a quote.
Of course.
They said this building's being designed and built to help men and women develop their skills to the point where business need their services. And they were building this building as a living and learning environment so people could come here and experience it with dignity. So if you just keep that in sort of the back of your mind when we talk about where the building or where the campus has evolved to, that's what we're doing now. We continue to train, retrain. We're always changing our programs to meet our business and industry needs. One of the first programs that came out of the campus was in partnership with the McMaster Medical Center, which is what it was called back then. And we were training hospital porters, certified building custodians, housekeeping aides, and again, that just demonstrates the partnership that campus had with its local industry. It went on to create programs for welders even back then, and we're still doing welding with companies like National Steel Car. And in I think it was 1976, we built the first microcomputer business applications lab, which was a sort of state-of-the-art computer lab at its day. But again, the intent of all these programs that were being developed and delivered at the time was to retrain the workforce. So we've evolved. We've evolved today to not only offering those programs where we're retraining and bringing people back to work, but we also now have become one of the largest trainers of apprentices in the province of Ontario. Wow. Not a well-known fact, but we do that well. We put over 2,000 apprentices through our campus every year. We have over 1,200 regular post-secondary students that come through our campus. So everything we do at the Stony Creek campus today involves the trades or something trade-related.
What are the things right now in the current time that are being done to expand facilities for skilled trades?
Yeah, so we're in the process of building a new shop at the campus. It's going to be 16,000 square feet of space. It'll house our program logic control programs, our electrical, our PLC programs. And that, as we expand our campus, when it was first built in the 70s, it was about 106,000 square feet. We're just a little north of 250,000 square feet now. So that just tells you over the last 46 years, we've grown that campus quite a bit. We've doubled the size. And as we grow, we almost run out of space at the same time as we're growing because there's such a need for skilled tradespeople out there.
Thank you, Pero.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
No worries. The celebration of Mohawk College in its 50th year continues right after this. Victoria, the college has had many changes with respect to campuses over the past 50 years. So let's do a recap on the campuses there were. We had Wentworth, Dundurn, Fennel, Stony Creek, and Hagersville, as well as Brantford. But Brantford had 3 campuses. There was Elgin, downtown Brantford, and at the Brantford General Hospital, and IAHS at McMaster.
So we hope you've enjoyed our look at the many historical and present-day perspectives of the campuses of Mohawk College.
Now this has been just one in a series of programs dedicated to the 50th anniversary of community colleges in Ontario this year, and more specifically, Mohawk College. For more info about all the events associated with Mohawk's 50th anniversary, please go to www.mohawkcollege.ca/50th.
Hi Mohawk, I'm Kat Cullen, a TV graduate from right here at Mohawk College and your former MSA president. It is my pleasure to be part of this incredible 50th anniversary celebration, and I just want to say thank you so much to everyone at Mohawk who made my experience and my career what it is today. Thank you so much and happy 50th.
Hi, I'm Sarah Harvey, Community Mobilizer for Community Access and Engagement. Happy 50th birthday, Mohawk!
This is the start of something amazing.